back to Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSMME, on this feast of Saint Martin de Porres. Probably all of you all know a little bit about Saint Martin de Porres, but we'll talk a little bit about his life. But we also just want to say he kind of looked like one of these. How come? Because, Sister Mercedes, who are all these?
This is actually Saint Dominic, and this shows the 9 ways of prayer that Saint Dominic had and that we learn about as Dominicans. But Saint Martin de Porres is a Dominican.
There you go. So he wore the Dominican habit. He's a great Dominican. Saint Martin de Porres was very humble. That's what I think of. Because in reality, he how do you say, he almost was born a saint in a sense, because he was born into a very difficult environment. He was a mulatto, and so even that kind of set him aside. He was very brilliant. He was very holy, but he wasn't the macho that perhaps his dad wanted him to be. And so in many, many ways, he suffered a great deal, and he was very kind to his family, his mom in particular. And then he entered the Dominicans. And tell us a little bit more.
Well, he actually ended up being a lay brother for the Dominicans. And so he was a barber, which back then also meant a lot of medicine. So he actually did a lot of medical practice within the actual friary where the Dominicans were, and also for the people around within Lima, which is Peru, which is where he was. And so he was known for his holiness and humility, and also for all the work that he did for others. They came and he was able to do to heal them and work with these people and really minister to all those who he encountered, both in the Dominican order and within the community. And so he was very revered for that. And then also one of the things that I think of when I think of Martin de Porres is holy friendship.
Yes.
Because his friendship is known with some other saints actually within Peru, and they actually were also Dominicans.
Yes.
Saint Rose of Lima and Saint Juan Macias. So they were also all saints at the same time, and it just shows that holiness attracts holiness.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
You see this beautiful thing, and we recently, yesterday was All Saints, so you just kind of see that, or not yesterday, when was All Saints?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay, see, I'm confusing my dates. But anyway, so we see that saints go together, and they're going to be together in heaven, and so they challenge each other, and that's one of the most beautiful things. And you can see, like, even in their great humility, they probably all really loved each other, and they did. They loved those they encountered, and that was their bond. Their bond was love for others.
Boost each other up,
move
to
towards
holiness.
Heaven. Yes.
And a quickie more thing, sister, because if you happen to have any rodents, i.e. mice around, St. Martin de Porres got all the mice because he was such a humble person that God gave him many, many gifts. Well, one of them was he could talk to these animals, and these animals would listen to him and do what he said. And so they were eating all the leather and everything else that belonged to the friars. And so the friar said, I'm going to not put out mousetraps, they didn't have them back there, but I'm going to find those mice, I'm going to kill those mice. You have to kill them, Martin, if they come around here again. So he called them together, and they came together. And then he said, okay, I will put out food for you, but don't you go nibbling around on anybody's shoes or anything else, their belts, their whatever they mean. Because if you do, that's going to be the end of you. So all the mice agreed to this, and so he would put out food, and they were like kind of like cats or something. I'm not sure what they did.
I think so.
But in any case, that is the tradition. And I remember when I was a postulant, we were listening to this when we were sitting around our novice mistress, who was telling us this entire story on the Feast of St. Martin de Porres today, some years ago now. And a mouse ran behind the novice mistress and went out the door, and I thought, well, that's one that escaped. Because we weren't quite so kind to him. So on this beautiful feast of the humble Martin de Porres, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful saint. And a Dominican. Yeah, thank you, Dominic, for telling us how many ways we can lift up our minds, our hearts, our bodies to God. Let's give him everything. Everything. Don't hold anything back. So just remember, when you get ready to pull something back for yourself, you're going to lose it. You give him everything.
Build it up, person next to you, because show them how to do that. Right?
Beautiful. So enough from Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSM and me on this incredible St. Martin de Porres feast day. God bless.